Taking a chance to learn what's in my head and reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. You die for me when I won't even cry for you. Oh, please, Lord, tell me what must I do? Taking out a page each day from the letter you wrote to me, a book of life that I despise, but with your animosity. Take me back to a time we met on that bank holiday. We made it right from the first night till you threw it all away. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. Confusion is a gift that forever falls my own way. I've never been so proud of that man I am today. Take me back to a time of our once happy days. Still you take forever haunt me with your condescending ways. Now it's time to do things right and get you out of my head and reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Or would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. And the pain you've caused fell from afar, and the message that you portrayed, it caused me too much sorrow and pain. But I won't fall for that anymore. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm needing you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore.
Give everyone back and Not in My Lifetime channel. Yep, I'm back. 2 weeks since the last stream. I'm finally back on the channel again. I've been extra shorts, but stream. That's what I'll say. But before we get into it, obviously, well, obviously before we sort of get on to obviously the stream, obviously you did also Bevel last week. I want to quickly just sort of say before we start properly, yesterday's news obviously was quite shocked. I think everyone obviously know about Jota. I just wanted to say before we get into it properly, rest in peace to Diogo Jota, Andre Silva. Obviously, yes, in a car crash. Obviously, it was quite an awful thing to happen yesterday. Obviously, two very young players, obviously with families of their own, sort of taken. I'm not a parent myself, but I know Bevo is. I know, obviously, leaving children behind, like sort of anything like that, it's difficult to sort of go through, and it's something that obviously I'm not going to sort of get too into, but I just wanted to sort of send condolences to the family at this difficult time, and also to everyone at Liverpool involved in Wolves and that kind of stuff. So, rest in peace to both Jota and Silva. So let's get into the stream. Bevo, mate, it's good to see you. Obviously, I came back on the Sunday, so obviously, I spoke to you probably from Monday. You've a very interesting 10 days on streaming, haven't you? I mean, Christ, I go away for 10 days and then you start.
Hey, I didn't burn the channel down. The channel's still here. We're still going.
The channel's still around, but
we had a great show, me and Martin. I held it together. I didn't get us demonetized. We're good. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting few weeks, shall we say?
Yeah, big up Steve, big up Nick, evening mate. We're doing also big up as well. Yes, we're doing big up. I probably people are probably watching that Cardiff stream. I've actually been watching that before stream anyway. It's been quite good. Although the crowd's been a bit crap, I'll say, but again, it's
hang on. Let me finish. No, I'm joking. I'm done.
No, not having that. Not having. No, you can't get away with that here. No.
Are you forgetting that I also have those rights now? So.
Damn. It's gonna be a mess. I'm just gonna be constantly booing each other out all the time. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Really very much. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, all right?
No, go on. I'll let you go back. Go on.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Right, back to it now. All right. Yeah, I let my moderator technically he's part of the channel. I was like, someone's got to do the work around if I'm not here. But yes, well, Joe, what? Whilst I was away, right? We'll get to the City obviously as well, and obviously the recent news today about Carl Walker, which obviously quite a big news. I'm going to Burnley, which is quite a big news story. Obviously, I'm not sure if you heard that, mate.
I have, yeah.
Which is honestly, if Viana's got about £500 of that, thank you, Viana. Cheers, mate. Obviously, that's great. It's not World Cup in this, but for someone who's got a deal with 35, I'm absolutely taking.
It's a good signing for Burnley as well. He brings in a ton of experience for them. He's going to be fairly cheap transfer signing wise, probably like a couple of £1 million, if that.
Probably about that, yeah.
So, can't complain. It's a great signing for them because, coming back up to the Premier League, they need a bit of Prem experience. He's got that. It's not like he's a complete, it's not like he's completely finished. He's still got he's still got plenty in the locker. He's just been playing for AC Milan. Can't exactly be that bad to be playing at that level. So it's a good signing for him.
Yeah, you're already here chatting the right way now, Steve. The first. Big up Stephen Palmer. I'm sure you mate. Big up Gunda next time. We'll get into that in a bit. I think first off, I want to discuss the Club World Cup. Now, I know I've done some actual reactions. Obviously, myself while I was on holiday. Obviously, I did a little one on. Now, I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna take that off. Right. I'll be real. Right. Watching Wide LSD on Wednesday before I went out to holiday. I enjoy. I saw a lot of positives in the performance. Was it perfect? But it was the first game. I thought, okay, there's a lot of things to sort of take from that performance. And Foden were very good that game, and it was good to sort of see a few players that are stepping up and doing really well. Outline even better. I was no outline that good, but we still beat them 6-0. It was still a good performance. I was quite happy with what I saw. Echeverri looked very good. I was impressed with what I saw from him. And then going on to I mean, that was brilliant. All round. I mean, yeah, a bit here and there, but I was very happy with what I saw. I thought it was a good progression of performances going to the last 16. Now, last 16, however, be real, right? I have a question that I said on stream, and I think I've said to you as well. Why is Gonzalez not playing? Why?
I don't know.
Because
It's 2025. I don't think Gundogan should be near the starting 11, to be honest with you. But I'm not Pep. I don't get to make the decisions. If it was my decision, we'd be getting rid of Gundogan now. You know, I know people say, "Oh, you know, he scored the other night." I don't care. To be honest with you, I don't care if he scored or not. He's 35 years old in the next few months. I don't want him anywhere near our starting 11. You know,
he's too old.
we all talk about, you know, Kyle Walker leaving because of an age thing and, you know, because of a decline due to his age. I'm sorry, Gundogan lost those levels when, you know, after, he lost his level after the season he had at Barcelona. He come back into the team and he was a shadow of his former self. I think it's outrageous that we decided to play him in a last 16 match where it basically determined whether we were going to go forward with the competition or not. I won't go into it too much, but because I don't want to be called some kind of like plastic fan or whatever, but I think the starting 11, I was quite happy with the defence. I thought that that on paper is our strongest defence.
Yeah.
But I would argue the fact that if you've got players there that are a little bit old in front of them, then it makes the defence look shit. You know, it does. Considering we play with such a high line, you need to have a defense that you need to have a midfield that isn't going to get ran through. And ultimately playing, I had no problem with Reinders playing. I think Reinders, you know, should be playing. I think moving forward, he's a regular starter. If Rodri isn't playing, then we should be playing Nico G as the backup six. That is an almost dead on cert that we should be doing. Not being funny, we paid 60 million quid for this guy, and he very rarely plays. You know, he played quite a few minutes in the Premier League up until the last 5 games, I think it was. But since then, we've barely seen him. I just think that for me, why are we paying 60 million quid and then playing a free Gundogan over ahead of him? It doesn't make sense. I wouldn't be putting Gundogan anywhere near. We need to be playing Reinders, and when Rodri's not playing, we need to be playing Nico G. And then, you know, take your pick of a creative midfielder, whether that be Foden or Cherky or even Bernardo. I'm not against having Bernardo in there if you've got a Nico G and a Reinders in there, because I think you've got the legs in there to play that system. But I don't agree.
Yeah, someone does suspense as much as someone does, so them can't handle the physical athletic strains. Diaz and Kanji can't have daily. Yeah, that's the thing. We've got he's very young, obviously, has still a lot more to learn, but he has that pace, which is good for the back line, which is what we need. But, you know, it's obviously, you know, I get, obviously, it's about bedding him in. I feel like I want to see a bit more of him. If he will carry us through now, but no. Before we carry on, I know people are going to say that. I know this has been going on a lot on Twitter about Edison outlet. I'm going to say it now. Edison's the only in this team, by the way. Let's not pretend that Edison's the only reason, right? That they won't win anything. Yeah, you know, because honestly, at the end of the day, right? as much as you might think he's the only reason we lost the game, right? Gavardia wasn't great either. Neither was Diaz. That's not one. Look, make mistakes, of course he did, But I'm not going to sit here and just the thing. Focus on the negatives is all well and good, right? But if you want to balance, you've got to set positives as well as negatives. So that's what I'm going to say, mate. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, Edison wasn't great. Should have been better. We know that. But the thing is, he's not the only issue in that game. Defensively, he wasn't great either. So that's we'll get into it, but that's just what I'm at the moment. The no protection. We need to find a balance. Getting grief, but Pep always played high. Exactly, that's the thing. It is a high line as well. The high line doesn't work because he hasn't got the pace to get back, which is why Carl Walker there help that kind of pace. We never got that pace anymore. It's hard to sort of to help someone like that out because obviously Nunez is that quick. Obviously, ain't no reason that quick either. But
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah,
the defense had no protection. We need to find the right balance. Yeah. It's a tricky one because you don't. We don't want to go back into the market to go and get another centre back because I just feel that like doing that is you just basically spending more money to try and fix a problem. I think the style needs to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree. It's got to change. It's got to change. It definitely has got to change. Steve, I actually do agree. Like we were trying different things out. I see Pep trying to do that, but I think at some point we've got to realize that Gundogan just isn't gonna, it isn't gonna, it doesn't work anymore. I said before, Gundogan's 35, mate. I'm sorry, we need younger legs in there. This doesn't go at the player himself. The player himself still got the ability on the ball. But in the Premier League, legs. It's why Kev anymore. Kev was great, but Kev's legs are gone. We need players who are going to be able to run.
Yeah, no,
that's what I mean. Look, mate. All I'm going to say is right. I am going to be balanced, but I don't need that. Come on. All right, I ain't got into the conversation yet. Or even talk about the bloody game. I'm just getting into it gradually. All right, I'm not going to start throwing stuff around yet. I appreciate you here to give your point of view, but the balance comes when we get a bit of time to talk about it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if we played with didn't help with the counter press. Exactly, yeah. The thing is, we played DM right, and Bernardo Silva in the midfield. Like you know what I mean, like when you've got that. Like it gives people like Bernardo a bit of protection. He didn't have to run around all the time. He focused on going forward more, which is what we need. Because for me, Bernardo isn't finished. It's the problem. He's even played so much in the last few years that he hasn't been given the bloody break for God's sake.
Yeah.
Well, when you give him a bit of a break, he's able to actually play his style of play. And I just feel like what we need to start doing is actually like rotate. Is what I think Pep was only still doing as well. Is rotate the players. The favoritism for me is an issue as well. That's what I'm on that. Yeah. So that's where I'm at anyway. I'm not going to get into it too much, but I just want to sort of just we'll go into spoilers a little bit more in a bit. But big up Rajak. But by the way, right, Rajak's done two vlogs for the games I was against Al Hilal and Juventus. And obviously he's done really well, and it's got over like 10k views now. I think on both of them, which is brilliant. So
happy Independence Day as well.
Absolutely, big up American brothers and sisters. Had another good day today in America celebrating Independence Day. Big up you, big up all the Blues over there as well.
What do they actually do on like Independence Day? Is it just like a massive piss up?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm here for that.
Trust me, I'm not going to. However, if I do, honestly, I don't care. I run this channel. We use 3 different systems. One of our traditional 3 system. Turkey, false 9 next to wisdom 3 about 200. Yeah, the thing is, about the system, right? Improvement. It's not like I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh my god, it's absolutely terrible." Like we've seen positives. It's positive. They're positive to take from the 4 games. Also, you got to be real as well about how it happened. For me, the Al Hilal game was 3 goals. Really should have been enough to win that game. Because I'm sorry, if you win 5-4, right? Let's say win 5-4 in that game, right? The game, yeah, but we did 4 goals.
Yeah,
that's the issue I've got. Like, you should be getting that many goals in the game. It's a concern to me because if we're going to be going up against like Liverpool and Arsenal next year and the better teams, we can't let a defense like that be that open. I get the high line, I do, and the high line is the thing that's been there for many years, like Marco, for example, and Liverpool, and even over the years under Pep. But there's always a way of counteracting that, and we need to find a way of doing that because otherwise, all the good work going forward so far will get easily dealt with. And if the teams the way beating us, they were back to where last year again.
Yeah.
So we've got to find something there to help deal with the counter attacks. Because I think, to me, Ignore has been great so far. Look, obviously, wasn't great against Al Hilal, but I'm not going to sit here and have a go at him with Randers and that. They weren't great, but they're 4 games into the time at the club and also in American heat. I'll judge them a lot more when we're actually in the Premier League again, playing in a much more even trend with other teams. But what teams so far, really good work so far from all 3 of them so far. But it's about timing. Right? I know people don't like the word process or timing. I'm not saying the process. I'm not doing the Arsenal PR bullshit. When we're doing a rebuild and a change up, it's going to take time for us to adapt to that, and that's fine. I'm giving the team time because they need time. We're fine. Has to come improvement. Has to come change, and that's what we've got to start seeing that against Wolves, against Brighton, against Tottenham. Our start's difficult. Obviously, obviously fixtures. It's not an easy start.
I think if you're gonna play a high line, like a really high line, like what they are, then you need to put midfielders in there that aren't going to get ran through. If you put in midfielders in there that are going to get ran through, then you're not protecting the defense. And when you've got the likes of Diaz, who's not quick, and Gvardiol, who's not quick, one ball in behind and it's game over. I just don't see the thought process behind it, to be honest with you. It is what it is. Big up MCFC as well. Like I've just seen the comment. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Look, the thing is, I said this to Bevo as well after the stream. Wait, sometimes I'm American. Yeah, no, I'm not American, bro. I'm really not. No, I'm not American. I'm not American. I've got the accent. The accent. I'm sure the accent anyway as it is, mate. I'm not going to believe put your country to shame on the accent. I'm going to bother doing. They're playing a high line. It'll be caught out. We bring back that's what exactly, Nick. Exactly. We haven't got the 5th at the back yet. That's the thing we've got to build back because last season teams like Palace were against us and giving it a go against us, not in fear of us in the attack. Now I think the 4 we rode are going for a little bit more danger, but we're not quite the fearsome teams because I think what we'll do is prove ourselves again.
I do feel though that like Liverpool have a midfield and defense which complement each other really well. Like I don't think that City have that. I'll be honest. Like if you look at the Liverpool's defense, especially the centre backs, Van Dijk's not slow. He's quick. He's powerful. He's good in the air. You look at just the stats speak volumes. Last year, Diaz has really, really bad aerial duels. Like I think he's like one of, if not the worst, centre back in the Prem for winning aerial duels. and I don't think Gvardiol's really that good at them either. I don't think we've got the pace from either of them. I think if you look at Liverpool last year, you've got Van Dijk and Konate. They complement each other really well, and you've got on top of that, you've got a midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, who complement each other really, really well. Especially when you've got the defense sitting in front of the defense. I just feel that like City don't have that. We've got defenders who don't complement each other, and then in front of it you've got a 35-year-old Gundogan playing with a Reinders who's played less than 3 games for us. Like, you're just asking for trouble. Like, I'm all for playing Reinders. Like, I want him to start pretty much most games. But if Rodri's not fit, we need to be playing Nico G. Like, I don't want to see any of this Gundogan bullshit anymore. Like, he shouldn't be anywhere near the starting 11. And the thing is, you look at last season, right? We play a high line. Against Al Hilal, we didn't have a CDM. Like, we didn't have a natural CDM playing. The closest that we've got when Rodri's not playing is Nico G, because he knows how to play a CDM role. Maybe not for City, but he knows how to play a CDM role. And for me, like, you just watch Gundogan off the ball. Like, just watch him. Like, especially when the other team are on the attack. Like, he doesn't barely run back, let alone sprint back. His tracking back is awful, which is leaving us exposed at the back. And I agree. He played well for the last 5 or 6 games when we started getting a grip of the midfield. That I agree with, but you had a natural 6 to fit in with him. You were what you were effectively doing then is you were using Gundogan as the 8 and using Kovacic as the 6, or when they were on the counter attack, you were using both of them as a 6 in a double pivot. The game against Al Hilal, we didn't have that. We didn't have a natural 6 or someone that could play a 6. So the midfield was just getting ran through. I don't want to see him near the team. I think there are other players in the pecking order which are due minutes over Gundogan.
Yeah. Just quickly. Big up, bro. Look, I'll be real, right? I said the better about it for sure. If I ever get involved on a panel show or I'll be involved on a show, right? Obviously, I appreciate it. I'll go
I'm
on.
just going to come and drink and be back.
Yeah, that's one. For me personally, right, I actually prefer being a viewer myself and watching actual streams myself as a viewer. I mean, I've been watching LB and since obviously it's the extra days. So obviously, I've been in the Discord. Obviously, they've had obviously over the years. So I've known him obviously for a few years now. Obviously, he knows me now. But for me, I'm not too bothered to go on there. But I mean, I've gone there and again on like a little like calling show every now and again to have a chat. But obviously, he been obviously I think it's last month and that. So obviously, he's a friend of the channel. I said, if it might be one, I'd appreciate it. But it's not a big deal to me. Obviously, I like being a viewer as much as I'm, and as I said to Bever himself, I've got Bever being on there anyway because I feel like myself a viewer myself, but that's why I'm like anyway. Yeah. Well, Alan's been on the show before, wasn't he, mate? Months ago, but he was on the show before, wasn't he? A while back. So look, we'll obviously get some point. We'll obviously see, and again, I think that was a bit quiet time. Maybe I can start going through the channel, sort of getting the channel ready to go again. We've got a few plans coming out. Obviously, we'll bring out at some point. But obviously, it's a bit. We've got like weeks off now, so we're back in action again.
I need to have a little bit of a break as well before I end up getting myself into some serious shit.
It really does, honestly. I'm going to sack my voice. Stop. Bloody banter. Stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna get myself in trouble one of these days, I tell you.
Right. I will answer this quite quickly. It's a very complicated situation right now. That it's. I won't go too much into it. We'll sort of, as you understand, won't go too much into it, but it ain't looking good. As long as I say on that front. With that, we'll leave it for that. I don't want to it's not really the right show for that, and we won't go into it. But
Why? What have they done?
what's going on?
What?
News about Partey today. I've seen it today about Partey.
No.
He's been charged visually today.
Oh.
Yeah. So to answer your question, ain't looking good, but as you understand, won't go into it.
Genuinely, I've not been on.
It's all good.
Much to be honest with you.
He hasn't been defended, but look, honestly, I just mate, ain't looking good. But as you can understand, we'll sort of leave it like that because I don't want to be going too much into that. You can understand, it's not really the right show for that. Gundo, I thought was actually playing well. It's January-ish, but also it's time to go. Can't have yeah, exactly, mate. Like again, the player, he's a talented player, and I always Gundogan for his time at City. But we need fresh legs and body in midfield. That's all I'm going to say. Like we can't be having 35-year-old players, in that. Again, that's that's where I'm at of it anyway. I see where Beth's coming from. Needs to be specific. That's exactly. And he's bang on. Like we need consistency. Like, I'm not saying rotation. Of course, rotate when you need to. Can't say playing every game. You need a bit of rotation in there when it gets a little bit too much. I feel to me we need a consistent team again. A spine, because when was the last time we had a spine of a team that you could recognise every week? It's been a long time since we've had that, probably every season or so.
Yeah. I've not seen consistency either, because my worry is right. Pardon me. My worry is, especially when you're playing aging players like Gundogan, who, let's be real, he's not going to play more than maybe 40% of games, or shouldn't be playing more than 40% of games. And the reason is because players like Gundogan, who are 30 plus, years old, I'm including Bernardo Silva in that as well, by the way, and Kovacic. These players can't be playing every 3 days. And because they can't be playing every 3 days, because they haven't got the legs to play every 3 days, you don't get to build up momentum in the team. So if you have a midfield of, say, like, I don't know, Rodri, Reinders and Cherky, or Rodri, Reinders and Foden, for example, like those three players, you can literally play as the starting three most games, and they can build a natural bond with each other, and they know where everyone's going to be. Like, Rodri will know just from playing with him week in, week out, where Foden's going to be. Foden's going to know where Reinders is going to be, because they're playing together week in, week out. When you're swapping and changing a team of aging midfielders, you're not going to be able to build up the momentum and have players playing with each other week in, week out. So you're never going to find that consistency in midfield. So for me, like, you need to be playing players that you can play week in, week out together as a three to build up a bond, and to build up a bit of momentum in the team.
Yeah,
makes sense. I just said, does that make any sense to you? It made sense to me.
No. It me anyway. I mean, this is what I mean, bro. Like, honestly, for me, right, Nico G, right, I've been saying though, off air, like, I don't understand it. Like, I understand, right? If Pepper said, right now, I don't trust him where I want him to be at the moment. If he has said that out loud to us, and we knew what's going on with him, I understand. But bro, we've heard nothing about the situation. Why is the guy not even playing at games? Like he might get a lot of stopping him, but he's a CDM. We need a CDM. If you want this to work, you need a CDM playing there. Why is he not playing a CDM? I don't get it myself. I don't get it. Like we need a player in the six to sit there to allow them the 2 8s to go forward. You're playing 3 8s. Why? It doesn't work. I don't get it. I know Pep, but I don't understand it myself. When you know it's not going to work against a team like Al Hilal, a physical side.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the thing, Nick. I don't think. I personally believe he shouldn't have come back. But I think the club did the wrong thing by bringing him back. I know it's all nostalgia in that, but
the problem is, I agree with Nick. He was brought back. Sorry to interrupt you. Like that's literally pet hate.
Get out, fraud.
Sorry to interrupt you. I will let you finish. I promise. I just wanted to jump back in quickly because I'm going to have to put my camera on mute in a minute. But I agree with what Nick said there about Gundogan has been brought back as a squad player. My issue with it is we have other players that should be playing ahead of Gundogan. So it's almost like he's not a squad player anymore.
Yeah.
It's like he especially towards the end of the season. Yeah, all right, MCS.
yeah, he's a bit. He is.
I'll take that out. I'll take that out. No, I just need to pop and sort out a few things in a sec, so I'll let Lee waffle. Agree that he's been brought back as a squad player, but I kind of feel like he wasn't used as a squad player towards the end of the season because you had Nico G there ready to go. Why wasn't he playing? You know, you look at the game against Al Hilal. You had Foden on the bench. You had Cherky on the bench. Why are you playing Gundogan? Like that's not acting as a squad player. That's like acting as a starting 11. Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm really sorry for interrupting you. I will take that out. I will be back in 2 minutes.
All right, see you in a bit. Found you from your YouTube short. You did yeah, big up, bro. Yeah, I was in Greece. I was in Kefalonia in Greece for about 10 days. It was really nice little island. Nice little room I had as well. It was good to get away from the football. I think for a bit, you know, especially the last season. It was quite an intense season last year. A lot of things going negative, so I think it was good to get a break where I could really. But obviously, we're back now. Looking forward to the new season. Obviously, next month it should be a good one. Looking forward to it all coming back. We always have one or two mainstays in each defensive midfield and attack. However, there was always players that competed and built momentum advantage of the next match to be exactly Darcy. That's the thing. We had that for a while. I think the quality squad right now is pretty decent, but I think getting rid of all credit players to start with will obviously help us improve. But I feel like it's all about working out. Obviously, he needs to go first, getting rid of the dead boy, the players that aren't good enough, and then build up obviously towards bring maybe some more youth players through, bring other players through the door. So yeah, it's about building that squad back up again to a good level again. I think I'm really worried about Pep. It's a hard one, mate. I'm kind of put the jury out on that one. I'm not going to get too. I feel like for me, right? I mean, I'm not going to care about that. I'm going to wait a little bit until I hear more of Van Pep. I think it's way too early to start judging him yet. Wait till the end of the window. Wait till the start of the season and see what happens then. Imagine a midfield three of Nico G. Exactly, that would be illegal. That's exactly what I think. I think that's what we need to get back to. I think a very physical midfield. I think because Gundogan hasn't got the legacy anymore. Physicality just isn't there anymore, which obviously, I understand being 35, obviously, and obviously injuries as well. Obviously, over the last few years, I've obviously taken its toll a bit now. But Barcelona was a bit more physical, but he's obviously quite small and nimble, so you need someone a bit more stature in there. Obviously, would help. I think that would definitely help what's going forward. Well, look, it is what it is, mate. It's one of the things that's, it's football. It never is a cut and dry, unfortunately. I will, mate. I want to look at the end of this row. Good needs to be a bench player at best, and if we're chasing a goal, Lewis was saying was going to. Yeah, exactly. I think for me, Joe, I just want to ask the chat as well, right, about Rico, because I think this new deal thing with Rico and Ruben Diaz, right? I'm not sure about it myself really, because I just feel a little bit like with Rico, like if you give him a new deal, right? For what reason? Is he a bench player now for the next 5 years, or is he just going to start playing games? Like I just feel like with him, right? If you're going to use him very much, what's the point of giving a new deal? Because McAtee for me will leave. I think McAtee is far too good to be a bench player. He's far too talented to be a player that's stuck on the bench and getting points every now and again. I feel like you got to start playing him now, or you got to let him go. Obviously, to another club. I think with Rico, I think he's in the same sort of belt. I think Rico's been a brilliant player for us, obviously, when played. But is he a player for us? Is he someone that's going to be, what we need? But yeah, I'm not against him, being at the club. But it's a bit like we have to know what the plan is for him. That's what I want to see. I want to know what the plan is with Rico. What we're going to do going forward with him. Both team midfield exactly. We used to. I think, but last season, yeah, you could see it. It's it just feels a little bit. I don't know, like kind of like the domination, obviously, and the intensity it used to have. It's just obviously we're building it back again, but obviously, but it'll be a tough one. I think I'll say it honest. I think it'll be a decision changer thing. I'm not gonna say I think in terms of the league. I'm gonna say a second right now rather than first. I think it'll be second place and maybe a cup win. I just feel like it'll be like that. I'm not going to care about. I'm not going to start, thinking, it's the end of the world. But I just feel like it's just we're not at the level yet where we're going to be the best in the league. Yeah, obviously, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But he's yeah. I see that comment, Bevo. You remember? This is what I get right when we give you control of the channel. You start really doing this still like that. Honestly, again, time out for that.
Right, guys. So
no one has to show. No. God's sake, no, honestly. The Lucas Vasquez role. Yeah. I don't know. I just with Rico, mate, it's a weird one. I just don't get this new contract thing for him. Because I've got to ask a question, right? I know Nick's answered it as well, but ask Bevan as well. Where's he going to play?
what Rico Lewis?
Yeah, like Rico, yeah.
I don't know. For me, he's not a right back. He's not even an inverted right back. I see Rico as more of an 8.
An 8, yeah. I think the same. Yeah, because he's not a right back. He's not a right. I think he's too small to be a right back. I mean, look, obviously, I get this, Nick. I think I get what you're trying to say. I don't think you're wrong for saying this, but I just feel like for me, it's like, is it what we really need?
Like, he's very good in pockets. Like he's very, very good in pockets.
He is
good in tight spaces. He's not a creative player, but he's the kind of player that can just sit in the middle of the park and pop off little short passes and keep the ball moving at a quick pace. And I think he's actually a really good player in the 8 that you would want when we're playing like a low block. Because when you're playing a low block team, you want players in the middle of the park that can move the ball quickly. And I feel that he is that kind of player. He can sit in the middle, just in front of the 6, and just play little intricate passes, across the line to players like Reinders or someone that are going to make the progressive passes. I feel that we've been quite slow when we've been playing low block teams over the last year. We've been really, really slow in the build up, and I feel that if we were to put him in the middle of the park, he would kind of speed things up a little bit, and I feel like that's probably what we need.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm not against him staying. I'm not. I just want to make sure that we're keeping him around for reasons. That's what I want to make sure. Especially we're doing his rebuild. I'll make sure that everyone's here for the right reason. Anyway, what was he done wrong? Honestly, bro, I don't even know. I generally do not know because honestly, I do not understand why he's not playing. Like, again, if Pep said to us, obviously, the reason why he's not playing, I understand. But it's like the thing that, mate, no journalist is actually asking Pep why he's not playing. Someone ask him, rather than waffle about 115 or any bollocks you think of. Ask Pep. You got Rodri coming from injury. Yeah, you got a DM playing on the bench. Why is he not playing? That's what I want to know. It's really odd. He should play as right. He should play right back, right wing, left winger, and Kim will do. Yeah, look. If that is the role he's going to get, then all right, fine. But as long as he's fine at that, then I'll take it. It's a squad player. Yeah. Oh, Ginger, Bevo started that already. Bevo, you prick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fraud, twat. Honestly, it's man.
You've missed me, really, mate.
Have I? Yeah, Nick. I will say I like the Forest game, and he was brilliant in that game. He sort of he's a great goal and sort of ran the midfield and that did a very good job. So again, I'm fine with it. I just as long as he's not. Unless you don't remember, he says to Pep, right? I want more game time, which obviously he'll want to get because he's getting older. But that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's a long-term deal. Is he the kind of road saying, right, Pep, I want to play more games? That's what I'm. That's what I'm trying to sort of. I don't happen again, really. A bit of McAtee in that. You know what I mean? So, you get a contract when he's been bad and on decline. Don't forget balance. With Diaz, right? And I want to ask you this, Bev, as well. Like with Diaz, right? Would you give him a new deal?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of the same, but it's all more to me a little bit.
I think
there's a little bit.
I think you'll get the best out of Diaz when you play a defender alongside him that complements him. I think Diaz would work really well with a Husnov. And I think, I'm going to be honest, I think Diaz's best position is playing as a left centre-back, not a right centre-back.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. I get that.
If you look at City, right, who's been the best defensive partnership for City?
Diaz Stones.
Diaz Stones. Where did Diaz play?
Was it right? Wasn't it? Was that back? Was it left?
Left centre back because John Stones played off the right because he inverted. He pushed into midfield.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah. Now I think Vardiol can do that role that Stones does. I think Vardiol's still getting playing centre back again. So it's kind of like I think that back definitely work. That you got to play Diaz in the right position. You got to keep Diaz back. Let Josko play that role because Josko for me is a Stone replacement. It sounds mad, but it kind of is. Like Stones goes, it comes Vardiol coming to midfield. He play Josko, I think, who that role. That's the thing, Luke. Like, he played it consistently. I probably see him as a squad player, but Pep doesn't do the contract support. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know that, man. I know that it's Jan Viana, which is why so far with Viana, with Walker, great start. Already out the door. One. Because I imagine we'll start getting more news now on Grealish now. I reckon next week or so.
Yeah, Grealish.
Yeah.
Which is kind of worrying me a little bit because if Grealish goes, we need a homegrown player ASAP to replace him.
Yeah.
Especially now Walker's gone as well.
That's what I mean. So I mean, see who we get in. That's for sure. Yeah, the car. Diaz is great for us, bit of injury. Yeah, no, exactly. I'm not saying I don't want him to stay. I just feel like I think it's worth discussing Diaz. Really, I mean, look, me personally, I would give him a new deal. That's for me personally. I like Diaz. I like to still be here, But I'm just sort of thinking myself, right? I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page really when it comes to him. I think he wasn't great against Al Hilal, but it wasn't just his fault. It was our defense and keeper that was the issue for letting them 4 goals in.
How long's Diaz got left on his deal?
I think 2 years. I think
If he's got 2 years, I wouldn't be offering him anything until December. I'd say to him, you've got till December, January time. I need to see performances out of you before I'm going to contemplate giving you a new contract. And that gives him a push then to basically say, right, okay, I really need to work my socks off here and improve because my City career could basically be on the line. You need to be ruthless. You really, really have to be ruthless with it.
Right. Here's the. So go on. Sorry.
Let me finish. No, I'm joking. yeah. No, I was finishing up anyway. I was just saying. I think it's an incentive for him to get back to his heights. I think.
100%.
Like, if we don't want to be offering him, 300 grand a week or however much he's going to be on now. Like,
no.
Whilst the performances have been dire, like I need to see better aerial duels. I need to see improvements in his all-round game before I'd consider giving him a new and improved contract. But I think he's capable of doing it.
Yeah. Now, right. After chat, these are the current deals running out in 2026. Obviously, the last year's ones are all done now. De Bruyne's obviously at Napoli now, which is weird. De Bruyne at Napoli, it's so weird, but there we are. Is there anymore? Is it? It is what it is. It's an era's come to an end. I like Bev said, comes to an end. but it actually does happen. Robin is here. I just didn't even start, did it? Right. So next contract. So, but Bernardo Silva, I think he leaves anyway. I can't see him staying longer. I mean, he does stay, right? Then it's what, like, years at best, please, if that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, because is it confirmed that is it hasn't been confirmed yet, has it? That it's actually going anywhere at the moment. Like, it is last year, but it's not confirmed to be gone, is it? Like, I know he's got 1 year left on his deal, but it's nothing on that. Same with Stones. Nothing on that yet. Like, Everton's staying, but again, you're staying. What does that mean? What, you're going to do, or are you going to leave? Like, this is what I mean. We've got like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I've always been a backer of Edison, but after the performance against Al Hilal, I couldn't give a shit whether he stayed or went, to be honest, mate. I really don't care at this point. He's great with his feet, so what? But if he can't catch a ball or stop a ball from going in the back of the net, then his head's just not with it. He's really not. He's not with it at City, and I need if he's going to stay, sign a new contract and commit yourself. Otherwise, just leave at this point.
Nick, I think you're right there, Nick. Do you know what? McAtee, I think, actually has done his best. He has. I think he's been a really last year, considering the amount of games he played. But I just feel like, for me, he's not the quality right now, and I think he's more deserving of going out to another team and being a first team player.
No, we chilled out.
Yeah, not for us. Like Palmer, not for us. Just not good enough for us right now. You get the best ideas yeah, exactly. That is exactly what. Yeah, the thing with Husanov, right, is that he's very young, and you can tell sometimes by how rash he can be. If he calms that down, he'll be great for us. Again, I love what I see in him. I think he get the balance right between defensively aware and tackling. He could be very easily the best in that team. But it's all down to him learning that, which is what he needs to do. That would be nice, bro. But Stones return to prime levels, mate. Won't get injured. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I wish it could. I love John Stones, love him to bits, but it's done for me. It's done. John Stones. It's like Stones giving it all for us. He's giving it to the club.
I think it's really telling when he didn't get a single minute in the Club World Cup, and he's been fit for the entire thing. That to me suggests that he's out of the door, and because the thing, I said this on the panel show on LB show. I mean, I don't believe that Gundogan's going to leave this summer, and the reason I don't believe that is because why would we have played him so much? The guy's nearly 35 years old. If he picks up an injury, we ain't ever getting rid of him. Like, we're never selling him.
Yeah.
So, because no club's going to want him. No, who's going to want an injured 35-year-old? No one.
Mm.
So, the fact that he was playing suggests to me that he's not leaving this summer. But the fact that Stones didn't get a minute shows to me it's like, well, hang on a minute. If you're injury prone as it is, if we get rid of you, if we play you now and you pick up an injury, there's no way we can sell you. Like, no way. So you'll be staying on the books at the club, and for another season. So I feel like that was a decision made by the club to take him there but not play him, and basically be like, right, you're done, mate. We're bringing you for the training side of it, but we're not giving you a game because, like, if you get injured, we can't sell you, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, see, Nick, I agree. I mean, Diaz should be captain. I think you're right. It was for me. It's a Rodri for me. That's what I've gone with. I think Bernardo, I understand, but I'm thinking we need a long term captain. I can't keep doing this every year with captain for a year and gone. I need a long term captain, bro, for the next 3 or 4 years minimum. I get players will come and go, but like, I don't like you. I'm kind of sick of this 1 year captain. Can I just have a captain who's going to be here for a couple more years? Because when was the last time? When was the last time the captain? Who was it? Was it Dino? Was it? And then Dino captain.
What?
So it's like, wasn't the last time we were a club captain? I thought that was longer than 3 years. Dino, wasn't it? Ferdinand, wasn't it? I think it was. I'm not sure it's confirmed or not, but I think it was.
Yeah. I was running through the captains in my head, and I was thinking Walker 2 years, Kev year and a half.
Yeah.
So I was going back. Gundogan was a year, I think, 2 years.
About a year.
A year. So yeah, it would have been Fernandinho. Would have been the last one. Yeah.
Bob and Slovan are only playing time. They do. This is the thing, right? O'Reilly, right? For me, I played O'Reilly over Gundogan. World Cup. I don't know why he's not playing games. But honestly, bro, O'Reilly for me, right? Yes, he got experience, right? But he's very physical as well. He's a tall player. And imagine you got Reinders, O'Reilly, and Bernardo Silva. That's much more physical. Is it perfect? No, definitely not. But it's much more trust it more. To tell halal. But Gundogan's an experienced player, of course he is. But it was Nico G. Reinders one. Okay, but that's I can deal with that for a half football. I think Gundogan a lot better because you have the legs to step forward. But this is what I mean. I mean, Gundogan needs to go for us to have better legs in the field. But that's what I'm at with it now. I think we can't keep having older players. But I'm fine with it being covering for another year. That's fine. But Gundogan's just too old for it now. I think. And Bob and Hussinov, I mean, for me, he needs that game time. He does, but I don't know where it's come from. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
And everyone said to me, ooh. Do you know what it is?
I will. I don't want to shut down the debate, but we physically cannot buy any more overseas players. It's impossible.
No.
So if you're talking about like who would I prefer? Yeah, I prefer Livramento, but realistically, we can only go for Livramento anyway because especially if we're getting rid of 2 homegrown players, as it stands, even with those 2 homegrown players, we literally can't buy any overseas players anyway. So yeah, there's no chance of us buying overseas, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is a shame, but big up DC. I'm doing well. Happy, obviously, Jean from the States. Having a good day. Fast right back to play full. Yeah, that's what we need. I think we absolutely bloody need a half right back. We can't doing it like. I think if you got Ignori, that's great, but you also need a fullback that can defend. Because we can't have 2 fullbacks that bottom. Obviously, I can't defend. We need someone. We someone who can defend a bit better. That's what I want anyway. If we lose the Wolves, mate, I think it'd be World War IV, mate, at this point. Lose the Wolves, I'm worried about the state of Twitter. Honestly, bro, imagine Twitter after the Wolves. Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Because, bro, Al Hilal, bro, was at World War III. It was bad. Very bad.
Oh, it's horrendous.
And I'll be honest, right, it's gotten personal as well. I've got to say this now. I'm just what we're saying was Edison. Disgusting. It's Cole all over again, mate. All over again. It's like, what are we doing? Look, you can say you want Edison to go, you want a new keeper. That's fine. That's your opinion. When you start being personal, commenting on his wife's Instagram post, you're a freak. You are. And you can't hide behind the, oh, it's my opinion. No. Abuse is not an opinion. It's not an opinion. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't have that, man. I just can't be having that go on. Like, at the end of the day, right, we're a fan base that has opinions that we're entitled to them. But abusing each other and players, it isn't sensible at all. It's not. Sorry, I'm sorry to go around that. I need to say that, get up my chest. That was honestly, I couldn't stand it. It's awful.
Yeah, all good.
How hot was it? It was about 40 degrees at one point. 40 degrees.
You were definitely in the shade most of it.
I wasn't. No, I was in the heat. I'm worried.
you don't go well in the sun, mate, for obvious reasons.
To be fair, I got a tan on my legs and my arms, but sure, I'll say that I didn't get burnt once. I was actually in the sun for a lot of it as well.
Fair play. Proud of you.
I did it wrong. I did get sunburnt. Obviously, when you're in the sun for too long, because anyone does. But like I'm got to become sort of like look after myself in the sun. So I've got ginger beer, but I've got ginger soul. All right.
I bet you look like Kevin De Bruyne after playing 60 minutes.
It's red.
Yeah.
Oh God, Boston Harbour. Yeah, well, what left of it. And yeah, honestly, if I'm Stones, mate, I've got honestly right with Stones, right? Can you see Stones that you make the World Cup squad? I will.
Huh?
Stones the what squad? I can't see him making it personally.
I can because he's England's best defender, but do I think he should play? No, I don't. Think he should. I think he should. He should focus on club football if he wants to have a longer career in football.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you meant to say are through to the next round, they'll be Al Hilal 2-1. So, okay. I mean, really, I should be us going through. I know.
It's disgraceful, mate. It really is disgraceful. I mean, I'm not I'm not losing my head over it, and I'm not, like falling apart or whatever. But like, it's disgraceful.
Yeah, I know. Already captain, yeah, but that's what I want as well. How I'll have it, I don't know, bro. Well, bro, it's the defense. The goalkeeper wasn't good enough in that game. That's what it was, unfortunately. They're out. Yeah, that's yeah. Lose to Fultz. I'll be honest with you, bro. If we lose to Wolves, it's the first game season. I don't really care about it just yet. I'll give about 10 games before I start judging more teams. But if we don't beat Wolves, then it's down to performance really. Because I think about how we improve from Wolves. If we lose to Wolves, it won't be great. But I've got to see if we improve. If we don't improve, then that's when I've got to start worrying. But I'm not sitting and I'm not doing a biblical run like someone did.
I mean, it was justified. It was justified. I'm just spitting facts.
To be fair, Viana's listened to you. Like, right, there's no biblical rant. I'm getting jerky.
It worked. It worked. So I'm taking it. But yeah, it just in answer to that question quickly about what my reaction is going to be like. I might have to refrain myself because I don't want to be clipped anymore. I've already been clipped twice in the last 10 days. That's enough.
You honestly, you are like, what are you doing? What are you? Stop making a meme of yourself. What are you meme as it is?
I'm just going to create a Twitter and call it Out of Context Bevo and just see what happens.
Oh God, this is going to be like a long one. Eventually lose to Wolves. That's it. Enough. About unholy biblical rant. He loses his mind. Lose the Wolves. I'm back on coach. Open music on. Yeah, Nick. Exactly. Look, at the end of the day, right? If I look, that's what I'd do if I was at the game as well. I'm gonna try and go Wolves away anyway for the first game possible, but obviously if I can get right. But at the end of the day, right? It's football. It's all about how we improve from there, really. Look, I think we'll win at Wolves anyway, but I just feel like for me, whenever you lose a game, I'm like, right, we lost the game. How do we? It's how we improve from that game, which is what I judge it on. If we get worse, I've got to ask some questions of the team. Because I lost in football, right? You win and you lose some. You can't, it happens, but it's how you kick on from there.
Yeah, what we don't want to be doing though is we don't want to be losing to people that we should be beating. Like, fair enough, if you lose to Arsenal or if you lose to Liverpool or whatever, I can kind of cope with them. But if we're losing to teams like Sunderland and Burnley and Wolves, that is just simply down to complacency, nothing else.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We've got to cut the squad first before before putting players on those if you're past the limit anyway. Exactly. That's what we've got to do. I think we'll start seeing that hopefully soon. Well, that's one can Newcastle sell, but yeah, that's the thing. For me, it's completely down to what Newcastle. If Newcastle don't want to sell us point blank, then that's up to them. But if we don't give it a try, at least and put the right bid in, then who knows? I mean, that's what we've got to do. To Tottenham, we'll see what happens to that one. If they don't sell, we'll move on. Exactly, yeah. So, but possibly Dumfries, but I don't think it's going to happen personally. Worse, it's never bust. Do you know what's even more disgusting? Some people say only good players. What? Just Jesus, mate. That mindset, bro, is toxic as hell. Look, at the end of the day, right? Football, me, is never that deep. Look, me, obviously, I love football. It's something that I loved all my life. I've loved obviously most of it, but it's that deep to be someone obviously about it. It's just like what you're doing in that horrible and disgraceful about someone else, bro. It's unacceptable. Honestly, it's never a thing.
Says the guy with the Southampton season ticket.
There it is. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exposed for how big it is. Anyway, that's the podcast. Just 1 year left. Yeah, he probably will, but I doubt it'll be it. I think anyway. Preseason warm up with the amount of new players and players return from injury. Yeah, This is what I think. I can't see us playing. I think I'll play 2 games at most probably before the season starts. And
Yeah.
then because obviously can't do it because it's late now, start of July. You haven't got one organised yet, so I imagine there'll be a few probably here and there probably. I can live in Wednesday doesn't sign. We'll go with whatever it is. Yeah, possibly, Steve. Possibly. That would be bad. I mean, obviously, you obviously right wing back. Obviously, that can obviously do a job as well. But obviously, we'll see what happens in there. But losing New Wolves in one league game, lost to Spurs. Yeah, exactly, Nick. So it's how you go. It's how you grow from that game rather than more like how you start. That's what I say. It's about how you kick now. Or lose to rubbish teams. You lose to Arsenal, Liverpool, to pick points. Yeah, exactly. Come and see Echeverri again. Neither can I, mate. Neither can I. Honestly, I can't wait to see him. I just want to see him play more before we start loading him out. I want to give him more opportunities because that goal against that time was brilliant. The free kick, brilliant free kick. Big up House, big up Magnus, bro. We'll be doing good. Martin recently in the watch longs. Big up Magnus. Good to see you, bro. We're doing good. There's the Stateside Blues. Yep. Maybe for one games. Exactly, Nick. Exactly. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Well, Mr. Ron, you haven't. It's a chill stream today, although, again, interruptions, but there's no few. Obviously, a lot of control here, for sure. No mouth off here on this channel. Sure.
Why does everyone just naturally assume that when I'm on a show there's going to be a rant?
That guy, the ranter.
I'm not really that bad.
Well, if we're losing out again, there'll be a run. They're lose them lot. Biblical run, biblical anger.
I'm letting you take the stage for that one. I ain't getting clipped no more.
I'll be around there. Definitely, that's for sure. Yeah, it's brewing, but it's on slow heat. Slow.
Yeah.
Joe, what? Right. Let's talk about positive. Phil Foden, right? Credit where it is due. I know it's 4 games. It's not a lot to go off on, a big sample to go off on, but from what we saw last season, he looked happier, like the old Phil Foden of a couple of years ago. Enjoying his football, having a good time. Like him and Jerky, bro. What a duo that's going to be. What a duo, because both street footballers as well. Both street footballers very skillful. Doing like little nuts here and.
It all depends on whether Pep's going to play them both together. Do you know what? It frustrates the life out of me that we've got such amazing players that are getting literally no game time. Echeverri, he's been in the wings waiting patiently for his time, and then the first game he got put in was the FA Cup final when we were losing. Come on, Pep. I know you've got your favourites and that, mate, but what are you doing? We've bought Turkey, and we've bought these players in to be we've not bought them in to sit and hold bench over 35-year-old players. If I was Turkey, and if I was holding bench for most games, I'd be thinking, what am I even doing it? You may as well just sell me now.
Yeah, this is where for me, Pep's really got to start finding out his right. I think Wolves away, we've got to see Haaland up front, Marmoush behind, Cherky Foden on the wings, or Savinho, Savinho. To me, for me, the midfield with, I think you could put whatever you want there. Because I think the attack right now are all playing pretty well at the moment. Credit where it's due.
The one that I've been really impressed with the most is Doku. I think he's been exceptional. He was a bit crap against Al Hilal, but it seemed like the second half, everyone kind of reverted back to last season's style of play that just.
Oh no! We've gone back too far.
We did. We reverted to crap football again. you know, the first few games. Do you know what? Right, this is what Pep does every single time. Something works, he changes it. Like Pep, stop playing against Juventus. Right, was literally the best football I've seen us play in like over a year. By far, like the best football. I watched every minute of that game thinking, I'm happy to see this football. And then we go and play Al Hilal and we just produce that shit show. It's just like we've gone 2 steps forwards and 4 steps back. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't take that long. Yeah, house captain. It's taken a total of 5 minutes.
If you ask Captain, as you doing that, you probably stuck the flames. Come on, Ben, run. I'm fine then. Yeah. But no, honestly, Nick, 3 goal, 1 assist, and 4 is brilliant. And bear in mind, he didn't even start him. Honestly, that's how good that was. Foden was great, and he to me is a real positive out of those 4 games to me.
It's the new haircut.
Yeah, and I wish we got through Al Hilal so it's him to play tonight. That's the thing. About that loss. Could have done more games. Could have done more games. Yeah. Yeah, Mark did that, bro. You did that. But no, I just wish we got through so we could play another game. So tonight is another difficult team. Test out a stronger team. See how we do it. I feel like us going up to Al Hilal, right? I know people say, "Oh, it's still money we met." Could make more money out of it, and also could have got game time in certain players, and given the likes of Nori more game time together with the other squad. If I could have done with a bit more game time with certain players, that's what I'm a bit annoyed with. That.
I'll tell you something now as well. Nori won't play first game of the season.
Oh, he's not. No, it's Wolves, isn't it? Wolves away. Yeah.
So we're gonna revert back to Guardiola left back, probably Diaz and Akanji at centre back, and Nunes at right back. Because there's no way he's going to play Nori as left back for the first game.
Bro, ball fullbacks getting booed on both sides. Well, to be fair, Nori won't get booed. I think he won't get booed. No. I think he didn't leave that Nunes left. He left a bit gracefully
compared to force himself out of the club.
No, because that Halal would have started my move left wing. Yeah, that's what I would have asked captain. That's what I would have done. The low block setup, you need players that break the low block. The wing pairing you bring on for the second half. So, right, you two being there, cook. It felt a little bit like we could have done differently with, I think, a bit more of a solid 3 behind Haaland.
Yeah.
A great reception of Wolves. He will, Nick. I think he definitely will. But yeah, I just a big up AK, big up bro. Good to see you in the chat, man. Yeah, I would have started my motion. I would have done as well. That's what I would have gone for myself. I don't know why we didn't go over it anyway, but it is what it is. Yeah, Nick, he did. He did go on strike. I done the exact same thing. That was our player. Yeah. Yeah, I just, you know what I mean? I feel like for me, right? It's not. I'm not throwing towards out the pram. I'm just kind of frustrated that we just didn't get time to see how far we're going to go. I think if it beat Al Hilal, it's not a hard game, but I think we get through tonight. Chelsea, Palmeiras, get through them, and just go from there. That's what I think that what we should have done. But I feel like we're now a couple of games down where we should be in terms of squad development and squad togetherness. I feel like it's a bit of an opportunity for us as this tournament. Bro, yeah, but we'll just sort of say it as it is. Obviously, it's a bit of a, it doesn't really, it's not really surprising news, but we'll obviously won't go into it too much because it's a court case situation. I'll sort of go.
I don't understand. Why is it taking so long?
That's what I mean. But like Nick said, it's illegal stuff. You want to sort of, yeah.
Stay. I'm not getting clipped for a third time. Like, no way.
All we're going to say is that it's an open case situation. You leave it as it is, and you just don't talk about it.
Well, the other thing as well, I don't know enough about it. Firstly, to make a comment. Secondly, the judiciary system in the UK is you're innocent until you're proven guilty. I don't know if he's been proven guilty or not. I know nothing.
Charge isn't proven guilty. That's
no. No. In that, you're innocent until proven guilty. There's no more that I'll say on it.
Yeah, exactly. I won't believe it now. We smashed Chelsea. We would, Nick. Chelsea for me, bro. I mean, against Benfica, if Benfica were a better team, they'd probably beat Chelsea. That's all I'm going to say now. I think Palmeiras will definitely Chelsea out again. They definitely will because they're a Brazilian team. I can see them they get the final. Because they're getting every game so far, getting through it. So, I mean, us, but again, that's down to us not taking the game seriously or saying that correctly. That's the issue we've got there because I don't know why he's not playing certain players together. That's what I want to know. I want to know from instead of journalists asking him shit questions, right? Ask him why isn't someone like Gonzalez playing in that game when you got Rodri on the bench? Because Rodri has played 140 minutes in a week. He's came back from ACL injury. What are you doing? Nikuji's right down the bench. Him. I don't get. And mate, no one's asking that question. Like Pep. Why are you playing Rodri? You're coming out from ACL injury, and you got another DA you bought in January on the bench.
Didn't he get taken off? Didn't Rodri get taken off because he felt an injury again?
He did, but he didn't bring G. Why are you not bringing G on? Why not? Someone ask him that question to Pep. Why are you not bringing them on? That's what I don't understand. Look, that's what it is. It's frustrating because I want to see Nico play some games. I
think he deserves to play games. Every time he's played, he's been really good. Like I've had no complaints whenever he's played. I have had zero complaints about how he's played. I thought he's played every time he's played well.
No, I agreed, and that's where I'm at. I mean, speaking of that, yeah, he did get a club by a Brazilian team, but I think South American teams are just much better in this heat than the European teams are. That's how it is. He did, yeah, exactly. AK should have done. That's the bit frustrating so much about it. I just wish he got more game time, bro. That's what I don't understand. What was the point of coming to the tournament, right, and not playing him enough? This is the time, right? We play Nico pretty much every game. That's what I'll be doing. Right? Every game you play him a little bit off the bench or on it because look, Rodri's knackered. Well, not knackered. He's come back from injury. He wants to play. I get it, but you got your ACL injury. That's what I want to see as well. That's what I want to see. Nico Reinders and Bernardo Silva. Maybe Foden in the field.
The other thing as well, you play Foden or Cherki as a 10. You've got two defensive-minded midfielders there. Nico G's a defensive-minded midfielder, and Reinders is a defensive-minded midfielder. When you're playing against Al Hilal and you're playing just the Reinders and Gundogan isn't defensive-minded. He doesn't track back enough to be defensive-minded. The guy's got no legs. So, if you play Nico G and Reinders as a double pivot against Wolves, that is a sturdy midfield if you're playing like Foden as a 10 or Cherki as a 10 to create something.
Yeah. Only bad game for Nico G.
Yeah,
that I agree with. But again, that's his first time playing in an atmosphere like Everton. And bear in mind, Goodison's a hard ground to go to anyway, as you all know. So I feel like for me, for someone like him, it's going to be good. It's why I don't understand why Pep doesn't play him enough. Because Because again, surely if you want to know whether we can do it or not, is play in most games. That's what I understand. Because
you can't play him for 2 games and expect him to work magic. He has to play a consecutive number of games to build up a rhythm and momentum before you can judge him.
yeah,
The other thing, the other thing that I don't get as well is, so the comments that Pep made like a week before was, if Rodri is injured, Nico G is seen as being the backup 6. So why on earth, when Rodri didn't play against Al Hilal, was the so-called backup 6 not starting? Makes no sense.
no. It doesn't. It doesn't. It just feels like to me, right? We're just at the moment. I don't know the best right now because again, this is where we should start seeing it. I didn't once see Mamouche Holland together, not once. Why not? I didn't once see Mamouche, Foden, Turkey together. Well, we did a little bit, but this is what I mean. This is why I'm frustrated with it. Because it feels like again, you've wasted the 4 games you had. If you had just played maybe a stronger team as Al Hilal, a bit more how it could look like, maybe with Rodri bench, Nico G, start playing like them kind of players. And why is Foden just on the bench against Al Hilal? Why? They're playing really well. You benched them both. Foden on form, but you benched him. I just don't understand it. That's what to me, right? It gets me a little bit like, come on, Pep. I know you've trusted certain players, right? But you've got to start trusting the new guard. This is why we've got to start moving forward, man. In a rebuild, this is what we've got to be. Yeah, sorry, it's just frustrating. I mean, again, I'm not, Pep. That's what I'm thinking, bro. That's what I'm thinking.
Why spend 60 million quid on a kid that you don't trust? Why?
Was he forced to buy him? Was Pep saying, right, we DM?
Yeah, but the thing is, right, if you don't trust the guy, like, maybe if you put a little bit of trust in these players, they'd actually give you something back. Rather than just sticking them on the bench and saying, oh, well, I don't really trust him. How are you going to trust him if you don't play him?
Yeah,
you're not going to trust players if you don't play them.
No, exactly, you won't. And I just want to see. I want to see a system set. I want to see a team that we know we're going to play. I just want to see how we're going to do it. But that's the thing, Nick. You're right. But then I've got to ask the question: then, who?
He will have influence in who the team, who they decide to buy. Like they'll come to the players and go, "Do you like these players? Is there any one of these players that you prefer?" Or like they're not just going to go, "Oh yeah, we'll get him, and him." Like it'll be a collaborative effort. Khaldoon came out and said in his end of season interview that Soriano, Viana, and Pep were all in a meeting that morning to discuss new signings.
Yeah.
So like it's not like Pep just sees Sky Sports and goes, "Oh, we're signing this guy. Oh, I'm gonna have to try and use him now." Like he'll be aware of who they're buying.
It's just frustrating, but I don't want this to be a thing where like we start playing Wolves and we start doing Rodri played on Nico G and never give Rodri a rest. Because this is mate, Rodri. No, but up the M. We need to start using our backups more. Stop rotating the team. And I think again, why is not a single journalist bloody bothered to ask a question? I don't understand it because this is where, like, for me, right, thinking, right, you've got Rodri come back from injury, fair enough. understandable. ACL injury, risk injury. He's been out for a long time. You want to bang over time. Let's play more minutes than Nico has then. It's what I don't understand. Like you've got him there for a reason to sort of come in and sort of help him out, and he's not even being played. It's weird to me. It's weird because if you remember list for players in position, yeah, exactly. I know it is what it is, right? But I just want to know why he's not playing. That's all. Like, again, I'm not saying it's every game, of course not. But I just want to sort of know why we're not playing him a lot more. What we're not is there a reason why he hasn't sort of got the level yet? Like, okay, fair enough. But I just want to know what the plan is for him. Big up Alf, yeah, big up Alf in 1K sub as well this week. Big up Alf, that means that the whoever gets back, I'm sure he'll obviously well. First to go next to Calvin Phillips, yeah. Well, if Jan gets Calvin Phillips out the door, mate, he's doing. I mean, £5 million is it for Kyle Walker? I think that was the contract, which is brilliant. I'll take that for he's 35 years old, obviously, and not just because he used to. I'll take it. It's brilliant. It's one player at the door, and obviously we've got to get a player in the door, but obviously we'll see what happens on that front. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more on that front, that's for sure. I don't want to see next season to going to be. Yeah, I agree, mate. I don't want to be going back to that. I want to sort of make sure we've got a bit more on the front foot, more on foot. Oh, by the way, I'm doing that Alf at 1K, and that means that
when we Alf, mate.
Oh, for God's sake, you actually got the clip. I've got your control of the pictures now. Oh, you just got the pictures. Oh, I know he's smiling. Oh, look at that, you dick. Because I will say this, right? Well, not this current game, but the next game obviously comes out. I'll definitely be having is it a FIFA thing?
That isn't true. That isn't true, surely.
If that happens, bro, then Viana is
wow.
Don Viana.
Viana's a legend.
Mate, just Alf. Imagine if he gets almost £50 million for Jack Grealish. I'm like, this guy is putting his ass if he gets that. I'm like, fair play. Yeah, exactly. Next game, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of him play for us. I think he's a good player, man. We need to play. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been saying as well. If we're doing we've got to actually let that reboot happen rather than we'll players in. I'll play the same players as last year. We've got to see a change around. We've got to see the change happen. It can't just be, bring players in and I'm on the bench. Like, I want to see more Turkey, bro. Well, so far, he's been brilliant so far. That assist, that third goal, I think beauty. That cross into the box, was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like this is what we missed. That wasn't a De Bruyne cross. That was De Bruyne. He sort of ball in the box, right on the money.
Perfect. It was. Imagine that kind of ball over the top for Haaland to run onto. He's burying 90% of his chances.
Yeah. Honestly, I just want to see. I want to see Foden shaking Haaland together. And Mamouche, do it. I want to see it.
And I want to see a keeper that's actually willing to dive for the ball.
Yeah, Edison, man. Yeah, like, what's else back, bro? I mean,
some of those. Like, I'm not blaming him that much for the one-on-one. Like, no. Could he have done better? Yeah. There was a couple of those headers. He didn't even attempt to save.
No, he didn't.
There was one of them where the header like was going in there, and he kind of just like stopped and sort of slumped. Like, you'd stopped before the ball even went in the back of the net. At least try and save it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just frustrating. It is, yeah. Because KDB, what decided in the first place? Exactly. Yeah, I know. This is what I mean. Now we are. Yeah, I honestly, I said to Pepper, I think after Walker goes, we'll see movement of other player. If we get Phillips for Leeds, I'm gonna be over the moon, mate. If that happens, I'm like, how is Tiana conning these people into buying these players that amount of money?
That's an unbelievable. If that's true, Phillips to Leeds for 20 million. That is unreal bit of business, considering we paid 40 odd for him.
Yeah. This 100%. But I need Haaland to start moving in the box as well. Start using that strength, bro, to get past that about it and like near post runs. Because I tell you, right, tell Haaland, right, we're going back to Dortmund sort of stuff. Your forte. Start making us runs the box, and the players will find you. You can still have control, but when it's all, go for it. Haaland up for yeah, exactly. That's right. But Rondis though can do that brilliantly. Still do it a little bit, but he's more controlled.
I don't know why yet. I didn't read that as more midfielders.
Motherfuckers getting. I mean, you get it wrong.
I don't know why I didn't read that as midfielders.
But then again, it's a Nick Samuel Jackson. Motherfucker getting.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction. Fucking in the fucking box. Oh, I love it. I know what you mean. It's like it's just Nick knows. Yeah, same in there. I love it as well. It'd be great to see that kind of business. Whenever I see MK chat, I think it's as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker. If he positioned himself poorly for that header, he's probably. Yeah, this is what I mean, Edison. Like, he needs to, I think for me, right? Yeah, I think this whole idea of keeping out from the back was good, but we had that to start with. But I feel like we've got to start. I feel like we can sort of have a keeper that makes saves more than just possible out from the box now. I thought that star play's kind of gone now a little bit. Like it was a big.
It has, you know, as long as a goalkeeper, right, can make simple passes out to the defense, like that's all really that we need. You know, it's very occasional we play the long ball. So as long as he can, you know, he's quite good at playing ball to feet, which most goalkeepers are. Like, you know, I think a lot of that's lost from our style of play now anyway. Like, I'd rather see a goalkeeper that can save the ball than one that can make a 60-yard pass to Haaland.
Yeah. I bet he is, mate. Yeah. Everyone's a Scott Castle, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's just do you know what it is, right? I'm taking more positives than negatives that's those for him. I think I'm excited for what's to come. I am. I think, especially with Walker going, is a great start. It's definitely a good sign that we're obviously in the right direction in terms of getting players up, which is a good sign. I think for me now, it's just sort of clearing Deadwood, getting the contracts announced, like Rodri and that, and get that sorted out, and just start establishing, you know, what's to come. I think obviously right back, obviously what we do next, but we'll see what happens on that front. But yeah, it's just obviously I want to see us sort of kick on now, you know, and get ready for that, you know, that restart in a month's time. God, these games when you have to stop doing it. Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Now, do you know what, as well? We'll at some point as well. We'll also do we'll also do a prediction video as well for the league. So obviously, about to go anyway, so we've got a bit of time before we decide what we think everyone will be. If I'm being real at the moment, right, and I'll say this in the chat, I have a feeling at the moment, I tell off what I've seen so far to win the league. I'm stuck between first and second right now. I'm not certain on both, but I'm kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I just want to, I want to see that know, the sort of the start of the team being built going forward. I want to sort of see where we are. Obviously, the players at the door. I just want to sort of get an idea of where we're going before we get started this ball, because I think looking at the current team now, obviously Liverpool now, especially, I know it's a bit of a weird. Liverpool right now is a bit of a weird one, because yes, they're being such a horrible bit of news yesterday. I'm not saying they'll be terrible, but I'm just sort of it's a big shock to the system for Liverpool right now, obviously. And I get it for them, it's about adapting. And I mean, it's a hard one to discuss what happened yesterday, because it's just such a shocking bit of news that no one else has had anyone ever. But yeah, for them, it's obviously a sort of find their way through. And I wish them all the best. I really hope they sort of get through that and sort of together, because I don't care what club you are, mate. Go through that is awful. I just hope that everyone Liverpool is all together and they get through it together. But I mean, it's like I even with Verts, I don't know where they are right now.
What I would say, I've kept very quiet on the situation with Jota and his brother. I would just say that obviously I send condolences to the family,
Of course, yeah,
and anyone that knew him on a personal level. Everything that I've heard for me is that he was a really great person, and I hope that lives on in his memory. He was a great footballer, but it really, what I would say, it really, really hits home when someone's life, someone so young, he's only just got married. He's a human being. He's got a wife. He's got kids. He's got a family himself. He's probably got a mum and dad. And aunties, uncles, brothers, sister. And all of it. And I think the one thing that we should be taking away from this is that life can be very cruel and life can be very short. And I really, really do hope that people moving forward see this as an opportunity to respect people a little bit more. I'm not going to repeat the hashtag that's been spread around about Edison and various other players. But I hope that people can use this incredibly sad news as a way to take positives out of life and to show a little bit more damn respect to human beings and to people. Nobody deserves the level of hate for playing a game of football. For playing a game of football and not making a save, or nobody should be receiving that levels of backlash. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And whoever's followed along with those needs to be, needs to seriously take a long hard look at themselves. So I'd just like to end by saying, I do wish, Jota's family and his brother's family as well. I do wish them the condolences, and I hope that they get the support and respect that they deserve in this tough time. And to anyone who's been following what they've been saying, what they've said with certain hashtags, which I won't repeat. just take it as a reality check, and be kind to one another. At the end of the day, it's a game of football, and there's way more concerning problems going on in the world right now, other than a game of football. So, I wish everyone the best. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's, very well said, no, mate. Very well said. How would you feel if someone messages exactly? The thing is, though, these people don't think they haven't got a life, mate. I'm sorry, it sounds horrible, but at the end of the day, right? If you can't go away from football and because if you're relying on football for happiness, I'm going to say it right now. That's not a good thing to do. Engross yourself in something that will give you something to sort of do in your own time. Football is a hobby, a way of life that you sort of grow into, obviously, as a kid, or you get into later on in life. But don't rely on results of certain games and play performances of your life, bro. That's just weird, and it's never good because it is unacceptable to have anyway. I just feel like what I've seen on Twitter has been disgusting, and then the way people are treating other fans as well. It's like, what are we doing here? Just calling other fans, these main road wankers. Like, I'm sorry, right, but from road, we wouldn't be supporting the team. Those main road wankers were the ones that said the club from pretty good business many times. And many people that I know are friends that I've been to Main Road. I've been to, because unfortunately when I was born in 2000, and 3 years later it was gone. So I didn't get a chance to go myself, which is a shame. I wish I did, but I didn't. So
I know a fantastic Main Road wanker in Martin, who I know is watching right now, and big up Martin. Honestly, what a great person and a great human being that Martin is. Martin, over the last year, if not longer, has suffered levels of abuse himself just from having an opinion on football, and I think it's, to be honest, it's disgusting. It's a game of football. It's really not that deep. Martin, a lot of people don't know, Martin has been an incredibly good friend and incredibly supportive to things that have been going on in my life recently. And Luke, you know the crack. And people have real world problems, and because we have an opinion on football doesn't mean that we're any less of a human being. Everyone just needs to just wind the necks in a little bit and just have a little bit of banter. Yeah, I'm not saying don't have a little bit of banter, but the levels of abuse that people like Martin and other people have received, like, it's outrageous. It really, really is. Like, it's really deeply concerning and really shocking what people can actually say to one another, and feel that there's no consequences at the end of it. But yeah, while you were talking about Main Road Wankers, I just wanted to give Martin a shout out, and anyone that isn't, go and like and subscribe to Martin's channel as well, because he's a really good guy.
Of course. The thing is, right, like, I was going to force people, look, even myself, right, look, I'm not going to pretend I'm a citizen since I was born. Like, obviously, I wasn't in the football when I was born, but because, again, most of my life's been stuck in a wheelchair or body operations and hospital now. So football kind of got me out of that mess, which was quite nice, obviously. And, being a City supporter, because, again, with City, it came down to, obviously, well, do you know what I say? On top of this, even before I left football, I absolutely hated Man United. Absolutely hated them. I just never liked them. I think I always kind of knew I was a City fan, but you just, you can't have to find your own way there to get there. I think as soon as I found out that it was another team, that I thought perfect, and then since then the love's grown from there. So obviously, I've learned so much about the club from lots of other people as well who are with me. I so much more about the club. I feel more engrossed in it now every year as I go to games with other people. But honestly, right, I saw better about is the best pubs in Manchester, bit of Merry D's. Yeah, I loved that. It was funny. I thought that's the pub, all right? Merry D's. I love that. Was funny. It sounds yeah, Murray Doctor, yeah. They aren't, Nick. Absolutely not. No. Well, yeah, Nick, exactly. I know many a main road wank. Many people that have been main road, obviously, that I've met, obviously, at games who are talking about the history of the club and that and where I come from. I think it's important to talk to that, and that's how it should be. Yes, football a hobby. We should enjoy it. Exactly, bro. That's how it should be. Be critical, but don't be horrible. There's a line. Don't cross the line. Yeah, Nick, I saw a picture. What I'll do, right, if I ever go away home game, right, I mean, I'm obviously I'm going to more away games this year. I'll message you, I'll meet up with you before the game. Because I know, obviously, I did see a picture of you, Martin. Obviously, I was in Martin and Tom, obviously, and Martin's son about a couple hours before the game anyway. So I will message you, obviously, for next away game. I'll meet up with you, obviously, before the game. Good to meet you, mate. So I didn't get to explain, but yeah.
No doubt as well. I'll be sitting with you for that game as well. So I'll meet up with you as well.
I'm meeting you obviously in August, and after that, I think a few more games. Going forward, obviously, not every game, obviously, if you can't make it, after you being a single dad and that. But obviously, when you can make it, obviously, with Theo or on your own, it'd be good to hang out and go to games together, which would be good. So there's a lot more to it. I mean, last season, right, was shit, we know that, but move forward. That's what I'm doing. I'm moving forward. New season, fresh start. We go again. That's what I always football. Like you can't have a good at every year, unfortunately. Because to say I had a heart and had a back, maybe like a cool one. Love that comment. It's a great comment. Love that. Yeah, big up house cats. I get you can have an opinion about someone. Yeah, Walter, exactly, bro. Exactly. That's opinion is perfectly fine. In this chat, right? If you want Ellison to go, being a twat. That's fine. That's your opinion. We're not going to sit there and tell you you're wrong. We might say we don't agree with you, but they're going to say you're wrong having that opinion. That's your opinion. If they start saying Edison's done, then no, get out the door. Because I'm sorry, right? There's no need to start calling people horrible words, names. It's not right at all. His comments, yeah. Honestly, I've seen it myself, mate. It's revolting. I feel so sorry for him and his family right now, but it's just not fair at all. Because the thing is, right? I just doesn't like. The actual genuine fans call them that. Because honestly, they're not fans, mate. They're trolls and haters, mate. They're not fans at all. Etihad wankers. Oh, for God. Yeah, that's what I am, mate. Etihad wanker now. I'm not. Remember, Etihad wanker. Yeah, that's what I am.
St. Mary's wanker.
Oh, fuck it. You would be putting the jab in, aren't you? Etihad wanker, yeah. Oh God! That's brilliant. Yeah, Matt Bob. All be welcome. Exactly, Nick. Exactly. At the end of the day, right? You can be. Steve, honestly, right? I know what you're implying there, you know. I know what you're implying there. I mean, we are, but yeah, you have to say it. Come on, man. No, look, honestly, look, I mean, I know, look, a big up everyone obviously tuning in. I know obviously it's been a massive stream, but it's all good to see everyone again, obviously, after 2 weeks. I know obviously the main stream recently, but I think the news has been quite quiet, hasn't it, mate? It's been quite a quiet stream. Well, sorry, quiet 2 weeks barring the game, so it's been a bit of a time to sort of chill and relax a little bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing the.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward to doing more. Obviously, coming up. You know, what we'll try and do going forward is we'll do a stream of getting news. That's quite big. What I'm talking about. I mean, the Walker bomb is a bit more. Like, it's big news, but it's not like a massive. Like, oh my God, we'll do a stream all about it. It's kind of like we all knew it's kind of happening, but it's worth sort of just bringing it up. Obviously, as part of the stream anyway. But you know. that's it is what it is with that. But if you get any more news, let's say more big news coming up, we'll sure about it. But I'll be honest with you, I think I reckon up until probably the end of the month, probably have a chill department. Now, I might do a few shorts if we get news worth discussing, just to do something out there. But I think with streams, we'll try and leave it for a bit until I'll try and get Anthony in. Four of us to have a chat because I'd be good to have a chat before at some point. I'll do a lot of chat about the season coming out, which would be quite good to get all together for one big stream, which would be good. But until then, I mean, like LB as well doing as well. I mean, it's quite quiet on this channel as well. It's just apart from pretty quiet right now. It's best to sort of use these weeks to sort of chill, relax, regroup, and then next month we go again. It begins again. So should be a good one. A big up Nick for tuning in, a big up everyone for tuning in as well. Now obviously, she gets one between. Well, yeah, know where it's going, bro. It is becoming. It probably will be responsible at some point anyway. Here, well, not Starbucks, sure, not Starbucks. But yeah, but we got everyone obviously for tuning in. Yeah, it's been obviously it's been good back on the channel again. Good to do this stream. I know obviously there's been many people as usual, but I don't care about that. Everyone in it obviously is a blue is a fan of the channel and sort of choosing to sort of chat to what I have to say, and it's always good to sort of have a chat with you all and catch up with what everyone's doing. And yeah, look forward to obviously being back on soon. Not sure when we'll be back on. I imagine we'll sort of any news that comes up obviously next couple of weeks. We'll be back on again for another chat. But till then, it's gonna be quite quiet anyway. But yeah, is that bro?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it will be a really nice way to end the stream, just by putting up a picture at the end, rather than our typical way that we would normally end the streams. I know there are other streams out there over the last sort of day or so that have done the same thing, and I kind of like the idea of it. So yeah, I think it's probably a good way to end the stream. So if you've got nothing else to say, then we'll wrap it up.
No, but everyone's obviously tuning in on Friday night. No, Friday night, 4th of July, and everyone's obviously out. I imagine we're doing this probably towards the end of the month. Most people can quite more people in here, but that's not what we do. We'll do it for a laugh. We'll do it for a chat. Get things off our chest. So that's the most important thing. But again, we've got more stuff to come soon. Keep an eye obviously on the pages for all the stuff to come. Shit, good. So no, have a good rest of your evening and weekend. Obviously, Wimbledon and F1 to watch, obviously, so sure, and also Euros as well. I think England play tomorrow against France tomorrow, so I'll be to watch and back the goals and see how we do, obviously, in the tournament over there. So no, Blues, have a good rest of your weekend, and yeah, have a good one. Take care, all.